Okay, Shalom.
Shalom.
Before we start, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh,
Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem
HaKadosh.
Double honors to the apostles and elders, who give most on the men who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations be unto you, fellow Akim, you brothers that also push out this word in truth, sincerity, and in faith, as well as to you faithful listeners, we say Shalom. All right, now, let's go on this lesson. We're just going to be focusing on the book of Jeremiah, all right, chapter 2, all right, in and around, what was it, verse 20?
Yeah, verse 20. Starting at 20.
So, essentially, what inspired this lesson as well was actually this past camp, specifically DC, the neck of thine enemy's camp, all right, which was, this was the theme that was brought out, all right, how the nation of Israel, which is you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, all right, have turned essentially into a strange vine, or to speak specifically, a strange nation unto him, all right, someone who's foreign, okay, because of the specific acts that this holy nation, all right, which was originally, it was supposed to be, all right, has turned out to be foreign, to be strange unto who? Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, which is the power whom we serve, man. All right, the God of Israel. So if we can get the first precept.
Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 20. For of old time I have broken thy yoke and burst thy bands, and thou saidest, I will not transgress when upon every high hill, and when upon every high hill and under every green tree thou wanderest playing the harlot.
Yeah, and when this precept was brought out during camp, all right, you had a lot of wicked and evil spirits. All right, I know for a fact on my part, I know this brother was at the main camp in DC. All right, James Truth Sent. Okay, and you had heavy spirits out in DC, man. All right, most cause it got a little hot, all right, a little warm, and you had them spirits out there. All right, and guess what? Shamefully, man, it was the majority of our people, man, Israel. All right, acting up, scoffing against the word of the Lord. All right. Which were out there for them, but specifically the elect with that understanding, okay, and what Israel ultimately is not seeking nor serving the Lord, all right, and because of that, they're wandering, okay, they're not choosing the way of righteousness, and that's why when you read in Hosea 4 and 6, okay, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, okay, and especially, I'm making that point as well because we were just, a couple of days ago already, we held the Pesach, all right, the Lord's Passover, okay, and it's not. Definitely no coincidence that the Lord is setting many judgments around in this season. All right, still in the week of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Yep, the water. Okay, so in the midst of this, not only do you have the wicked of our people, you also have other Israelite camps, doing wicked things as well. All right, things that's just off. Okay, pretty sure brothers know at this point, man. All right, the many things that's going on amongst these different camps as well. So it just shows you the type of people, the type of things that they're doing, all right? And it shows you that they're ultimately strange unto the Lord because they're not keeping to what the Lord told you to do. Okay, so like you had a interruption. Go ahead, bro.
If I could mention, like we read in verse 20, it said playing the harlot because ultimately, with Israel, one thing that Israel had a bad habit of, one of those things is, basically worshiping other gods. So they spiritually fornicated or spiritually committed adultery against the Heavenly Father. By whoring after these other gods. That's one way our people became strange, because one thing that most of the scoffers have in common, not all of them, because, some of them know that they're Israelites and but essentially, the main thing that a lot of our people have in common is that they don't worship Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, essentially, So I'm going to read verse 21. It said, yet I had planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me?
Yeah, man. How are you then turned into a degenerate people, essentially, man? And when I hear the word degenerate, even before coming into this truth, obviously that was not a good thing. You have to be called a degenerate. What do you have to do specifically to be called such a word with negative connotations to it? But we're gonna get you get the definition.
Yeah.
The Edom Online.
Yeah, degenerate is an adjective on the Edom Online. It's an adjective, and just quick mention. The elder Zahab in Mississippi, the Mississippi camp went into this, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It said late 15th century, having lost or suffered impairment to qualities proper to the race or kind.
Also, read it again.
Yeah, it said having lost or suffered impairment to the qualities proper to the race or kind.
Yeah, qualities, all right, of its kind. And what kind are we? We're the kind of what? Israel kind, man. All right, the kinsmen of what? Who? Yashar Allah, man, the princes of the power. It's in. That's how you know how humiliating it is, man. All right, when you have the understanding, be on the highways and hedges, even toward the other nations and their reaction towards us, man. The scriptures talk about that. All right, how we have become the shaking of the head amongst these other nations, man. For the fact that we have bywords when you read in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, all right, or when you read over the curses that was going to befall Israel, all right, that it was just that, all right, bywords and different sayings, you know, in the layman's terms, what? Racial slurs, okay, amongst the, that was put upon the nation of Israel, all right, and that's just one slice out of that whole judgment that Israel had to partake in, man, you know. So there's more on that.
Yeah, you know, also it said having suffered impairment to the qualities proper to the race or kind, which our race or nationality is what we're the Hebrew Israelites. Okay, we're Israelites. We're descendants from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's a nation. We're a nation of people.
I know there's more on that. There's more on that.
Yeah, there's more. I'm about to read it. So hold on a second. It says to be inferior to one's ancestors, to become unlike one's race or kind.
Yeah, you know. So like, I want to make a point as well, because what, you can't see it on video, but what do we have on? Me and this brother, we have what? Garments, you know, whilst making this video, you know, what? Through faith. And we're not wearing this just for no reason. Your brothers don't wear this just for no reason, you know. This is what it's symbolism. It's supposed to what? To be a reminder of what? To keep in the law, statutes, and commandments. The gold, the fringes of gold, the border of blue. You know, you think this is just for you think this is just for no reason, Salaki? What?
I said fringes important. The fringes don't gotta be golden.
They're just making that point, you know, because what? It was there for a reason. That nobility, the qualities, well, being holy and being a sanctified people of the Lord. And that's also, I was going to mention that as well. That's humiliating as well, because what? We were known as the chosen nation. What? From who? The living power, Yahweh. You know, so it's very humiliating to have that nation being subjected to captivity. You know, all right, being put under these different curses, man, and ultimately being a backsliding children, literally turning away from your Maker, man. You know, so that's definitely shameful amongst these other nations. All right, and what's worse, how the Lord intended us to be a holy people that's above all these other nations, man. They're Deuteronomy 7:6. So how more humiliating is it that nation has to be put under someone that's actually inferior before Israel, man? You know, someone who's inferior being over you, that's a curse. You know, and it wasn't for no reason that we were put into that predicament, especially now being under the worst nation, all right, in existence, and being slaves under him, man, the nation of Edom here in America, man. You know, so there's more on that.
It says fall from ancestral quality, which is exactly what happened, because our ancestors, which really it's us, in the reincarnation, our ancestors, our forefathers, what they were a high quality people. We were a high quality people, because back then, what we're learning now is something we were supposed to learn when we were actual physical young men, but we're learning it at different ages in our life.
Yeah, Job 8:8.
Yeah, exactly.
Just prepare yourself, sister of your father. Yeah. If I can get this real quick, this is Deuteronomy 4:5. It says, "Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people." You know, if you keep reading on down, it basically tells you what these nations are going to think about us, man. A wise and great and understanding people, you know, people that have such great laws, statutes, and commandments, man, you know, an actual power that they can, cleave upon to, man, the living power, you know. But what we just read in Jeremiah, okay, right, in the book of Jeremiah, it was said that that we became, we went from a noble vine to a degenerate plant, you know. And that's essentially what, hey man, it's not no secret. You can watch other brothers' live videos and wherever they are, and you can see the different examples of the Lord set up through the Spirit, okay? And even now, what's worse is that we're in the time with a Pesach, man, a very solemn assembly, a time where the Lord did something great for the nation of Israel, but at the same time casted major judgment, all right, to their enemies, to our enemies, you know?
Yeah, like, read it again. It said Jeremiah 3:21. It says, "Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into the degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me. Right, because our people are gone now. They're strange unto the Lord right now. They're like the heathen right now, you know. And what the Lord, like the brother brought out, that this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, because there's a scripture in Sirach where it speaks about how our heritage is, you know, the law of life.
Yeah.
We were given such a righteous thing, and then our people just decided, you know, they were given such a great treasure, and they decided to just throw it away. Like, I don't need this. You know, what use is this to me? That's how our the wicked of our nation look at it, because we don't look at it like that. We know this is a treasure that we have in these earthen vessels. Yeah. You know. So you want me to go to the next scripture? Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the book of Psalms, the 44th chapter. And I'm gonna start at verse 13.
Yep, yep. And that's also not for nothing, you know. Brothers have been talking about it as well. I'm not gonna mention it, you know. But you have, you know, this dude not Nas X, you know, doing his shenanigans and whatnot. Yeah. Other celebrities too, man. The so-called leaders of our people. Look at them, you know. They're not even, you know, they're not doing anything to forward anything for the nation of Israel, man. And still, you have. With the majority of our people crumbling, but that's why being degenerates, right? But that's why at the latter times, like the brother also mentioned, what you did have righteous people in the nation of Israel still doing right, you know. So that's why in a lot of times they're going to be judged, and who ultimately the elect, what they're going to be put aside from that judgment, you know.
Mm-hmm. It says Psalms 44:13, "Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn." And a derision to them that are round about us.
Yeah. And who are those people that are round about us, man? It's talking about these other nations, the Gawayam. All right? And again, it's not no secret. You can literally look on Google or hell, even Wikipedia. All right? There's no shame. These Edomites and these other nations, they have no shame showing their dislike towards us. And they always have. All right? Because of that power that we hold, man. That we hold very dear, that the Lord has given unto us. All right? But more so now it's worse, man. Seeing our people in this lowest state. All right? But ultimately, it's not going to be that way forever, man. That's why when you read in Wisdom of Solomon, all right, I think it's chapter 3 or chapter 5, all right, when the elect, ultimately, because that's what we preach, man, the deliverance of the elect, all right, we know that it's the elect that's going to be delivered. It's the elect, all right, who these people are going to witness, all right. That's the problem, man. That's how low in the lowest state that Israel has fallen. Now, we've actually have all these qualities, and we've fallen, it appears like that we've fallen from grace, that we can't possibly be the men of the Lord, especially now, you know, with that veil being spread over the all these nations, you know, we can't possibly be the Lord's people, you know, we're looked on like that. But guess what? Ultimately, that whole thing is going to be flipped right side up, man. That viewership of Israel, you know, and we will definitely go back to being that noble vine, you know. But guess what? It's all just for a season, man. All right, and an ultimate lesson that the Lord had to teach us. You know, so
verse 14, "Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exactly it, man. Among these heathen, we're looked at as nothing, man. Even the men, especially the men of the Lord, you know, because the rest of our people, that's typical of them. But now that you have men, men that want to worship Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai and are doing what's right in the sight of the Lord. That there's a problem with it, you know. All those shenanigans that the wicked of our nation are doing, it's not getting taken off of YouTube, you know. Mm-hmm. The degenerates, you know, and I don't want to get too vulgar with it, you know, but you disgusting ass Israelites on YouTube with your bullshit music videos of sodomy and whoredom, they don't get taken off. But you know, an Israelite preaching repentance, they'll take us off of YouTube, though, you know. And we're made what, like it said here. It says, "Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people." Yeah, because we're scoffed at and scorned among these people, man. Among the heathen, pagan, even amongst our own people, they're like another heathen, you know. So this is you want to get Revelation?
Yeah, you get the last precept. Yep.
All right, Revelation chapter 22, and I'm gonna start at verse 3.
Yep, those will you know, we end this lesson off with this with actually an actual good note, you know.
Did you want Jeremiah 5?
We can get Revelations, but right. If if there's time, I can get this as well. You can get Revelations.
Revelation 22:3, it says, "And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb shall be in it."
Yeah, because the main reason I wanted to bring this out is because to show you that this whole everything that's been put upon the nation of Israel isn't going to be forever. Mm-hmm. All right, so there you have it. All right, it said that no more. Can you read that again?
Yeah, it said, "But the throne of the Most High and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall serve him, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads.
If you read that verse one more time.
Yeah, Revelation 22:3. And there shall be no more curse.
Yeah, that's the point I wanted. There shall be no more curse. All right, that reproach. We just read it, man. All right, reproach, blame. You know, shamefulness, man.
Degenerates.
You know.
No more of that.
Do you really think these words are supposed to associate themselves to the nation of Israel?
No.
Really, the only time it should be is because what? It's a curse. All right. That's literally an oxymoron. How can a royal bloodline, a royal nation like the nation of Israel, one that is holy unto the Lord, how can it out of nowhere just be a degenerate? There's a reason for this, man, and there's a reason for our sufferings, man. It was for our reproach. It was for our blame, because what have we done toward the Lord? You know, rebellion. All right.
Even the curse that was only for a season. That was just to fulfill prophecy, you know. But guess what? The good part is which is what comes at the end. You know, that's going to be the forever, the true, you know, because even the name Israel, man, Nomen, he's the prince of the power. So we were always meant to be that holy vine, man, that whole righteous nation, yeah.
Yeah, being nobles upon the earth, man. All right, and Lord's willing, you know, by the return of Hamashiach Yahushai, and of course, this being the year of the hastening of the return of Hamashiach Yahushai, all right, the return of the Lord, all right, things are going to be turned right side up, man. All right, and we will be that noble vine again. All right, at that moment and forever, man. So you know, Lord willing, this is edifying. He's bringing out some precepts on that fact. You know, so with that, we want to close out by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Gimoston, the men who teach and rule well, and peace and salutations be unto you, fellow Akim, you brothers that also push out this word in truth, sincerity, and in faith. And Lord's will, this video was edifying. Want to end off saying Shalom.
Shalom.